When I first started hiking in, lots of typical noises, but now it is silent. That tells me something. I think I just saw something move way back behind those trees. My friends, welcome to this episode of the Outdoor Gear Review. I hope you all are doing well. There is a big storm towards the south here. Basically, I hiked into the area just as it was ending. So there's water dripping from the trees, everything is soaking wet, and it looks like there may be a repeat. It is very dark, very ominous towards the north, and that's the direction these storms are coming from. A few weeks ago, everyone, I camped at this beautiful spot here in the forest. This is a remote section of North Carolina, and this is what I refer to as the Green Forest. Let me tell you all what took place on that trip to give you a good idea of what I'm doing here today. So I came out to this area, hiked in, set up camp right over here. Later in the afternoon, going into the evening, I begun hearing footsteps in the forest. These footsteps continued for most of the night. I looked, never saw anything. In the middle of the night, I was startled awake. I heard a very loud crashing sound, and I wasn't sure what it was. The next day, I was hiking out. I was following a game trail that I used to get down to this location. There's no hiking trails out here. I was about to go off of that and just navigate around a bunch of fallen trees. On the game trail, the same trail that I took to get here, there was a tree. With this fallen tree, the thing is, it was not there the day before. To this day, I have no idea how that tree got there. I looked around the area. It wasn't uprooted in that area. There were no holes in the ground. Even the roots on this tree, they were clean. There was no dirt on them. It's not like the tree fell naturally. It was carried there, dragged there, thrown there. I have no idea how it got there, but it ended up there. Since I had that experience, I've wanted to come back to this area to recon this area to see if there's anything interesting out here, to see whether or not I can find anything interesting. That, everyone, is what we are doing in today's episode. We are reconning this area. I'm not entirely sure how far, how deep in I will go. We are already very remote. In fact, it took me roughly 2 hours just to get to this point here. So distance definitely needs to be kept in mind, especially with the weather. As it stands right now, things are looking very dark and very ominous. Everyone, let's go up to that fallen tree. Let me show you all what I'm talking about. This tree here is about 20 feet long. I can barely lift the rooted end. I'm not able to carry the entire tree. I could drag it a short distance, but even that would be difficult. The thing is, that morning when I came up to this tree, there were no drag marks on the ground. There were no holes in the ground where the tree was and then fell over. Looking at the roots here, you can see there's no dirt on them, meaning that this tree had been uprooted for a long time. Then somehow, this thing ended up here. I wish I could tell you all how this happened, but I do not have an explanation. And now the sun is out. This is certainly a mystery. Something was out with me on that trip. It was close, but yet not close enough for me to see it. It's a mystery for sure. The question is, everyone, which way should I go? We can go any direction here to explore. This is a vast area, thousands and thousands of acres. For this recon, I believe I'm going to go this way. Just a feeling, nothing more than that. But let's go explore. By the way, everyone, on my back, on my chest here, I have a new bit of kit. This is what I'm calling my recon kit. This is a very lightweight, minimal system that I put together. And I'll talk more about it later, but so far, I'm really impressed. What did I just find here? That's interesting, everyone. That is a tree marker used by scientists and whatnot to monitor tree growth and other conditions. That means this area was being studied for something. What's interesting though, there's only one marker. I've not seen any more. Usually, when you find one, you'll find like a million of them. That is pretty unusual, to be honest. One thing about this forest, everybody, it is so lush and thick and healthy. It's almost unbelievable. It is also almost impossible to navigate. I can't see the forest floor because of all of these ferns. Tell me, folks, tell me this is not a green forest. By the way, that is the name that I've given this area for obvious reasons. As I'm hiking around here, I am looking for signs of anything, I should say. So far, I've seen some animal tracks in the mud, some bark scraped off of trees, but nothing definitive of anything, really. It is unbelievably humid today, folks. Luckily, there is a little bit of a breeze, but humidity's like 95%. It definitely does not feel good out. The breeze does, the humidity, no. Climbing over all of these fallen trees. Sketchy. Whoa. That one just broke. Gotta love it. Let's say that Bigfoot's real. That is what everybody is saying. Put that tree there on that game trail. Let's say Bigfoot is real and he or she is out here. there's a big problem. The odds of seeing it in this forest are so remote because this forest is so thick. Visibility is nothing. There could be a grizzly bear 25 feet away, you wouldn't see it. You would smell it, but you wouldn't see it. Talking about bears and animals, I'm not sure if a lot of people realize how bad they stink. They really can smell quite horrendous. So this just caught my attention here. Look at how this moss has been torn off of this tree. That's a pretty good size scrape, larger than my hand by a bit. We got some deer tracks going through here. I have not seen any more tree tags, study tags, whatever you want to call them. There is a section of the green forest that's probably 2 miles away from here. I found thousands of those tree tags. Now everyone, we're getting out of all of the underbrush into an area that really doesn't have any. And that is nice. Because of that, I can actually see where I'm stepping. I could have swore I heard something walking through the forest. It came from over here. Let's go check it out. It's one of those things where I want to approach stealth-like. I want to be quiet, but I can't. We do have black bear in this area, and coming across some cubs and mom, that's not a good idea. I don't see anything, but I definitely heard something. It could literally be right over there and we wouldn't see it. And again, it's because this forest is so thick, so dense. Everything here is the same color too. Brown, green, yellow. It's all shades of that and nothing else. No matter what type of animal it is or was, the odds are you wouldn't see it. I have to take a second here and acknowledge just how awesome this place is. It is incredible. It just dawned on me. This forest is silent. When I first started hiking in, lots of typical noises, but now it is silent. That tells me something. That tells me that something else is out here with me. Or there's a change in the weather. Possibly a storm coming or something like that. Both can influence basically the noises that you hear in the forest. Completely silent. No joke, everyone. This forest is hard to navigate. This is why you don't skip leg day when you're working out. Every time I come across a game trail, all I can do is say thank you, animals, for making this for me. At least with these game trails, I have somewhat of a clear path to follow. It is definitely appreciated. You all may remember, I want to say it was 2023, I put up a series of videos called the Search for Bigfoot. In a way, folks, this is part 4 of that series. I had 3 initial parts, and now this is part 4. In the future, we will have part 5 and 6. Basically, today, I am doing nothing more than just reconning the area. In part 2, I'll come back and I'll put up trail cams, and hopefully we'll capture something. If you haven't seen those episodes, make sure to check them out. And then, of course, I have the Devil's Throne series. That's related to Bigfoot in a way. Or I should say, there's stories concerning Bigfoot encounters in that area. And I had some weird experiences there, that's for sure. That storm to the south is getting quite active. Towards the north, it's somewhat dark at times, I should say, but it's not threatening at the moment. As far as my location goes, I've come down into like a depression, and now I'm surrounded by this really steep hill. It is beautiful, but it's going to be hard to navigate, hard to climb it. Here's an interesting tidbit of information concerning this forest. So, there's no ticks up here. Want to know why? That's because this is a spruce forest. Ticks do not like spruce oil, which is found in these trees, in the needles, all over the ground, the roots, and so on. So no, there's no ticks here. What we do have, though, is a nasty thunderstorm to the south going away from us. It is starting to boom pretty good. It is break time. I need some water. I'm now hearing thunder towards the north, in addition to the south here. That doesn't mean we're going to get hit, but it's definitely possible. With the humidity being this high, with it being this warm, it's possible. By the way, everyone, I am mapping out this trip here. I have Gaia GPS up and running. I'm recording this track. I'm making notes, setting waypoints. I'm coming up with a plan for the next video in this series. Whew. I would give anything for the temperature to go down and the humidity too. Whew. It is pretty rough right now. That's okay though. We do have, again, a nice breeze coming through the forest here. By the way, everyone, when it comes to this setup here, let's go ahead and let's talk about that for a second. On my chest, I have the Helicon Tex Numbat. On my back is the Helicon Tex Guardian. Below that, I have the Rat Pack. This is my lightweight minimal kit that is perfect for expeditions like this. I have a full setup here. I have a tarp just in case I need protection. I have water, stove, fuel, pot, instant coffee, which you have to have. I have some food, a rain jacket, rain pants, so on and so forth. I have a tripod mounted on this side. I have a light mounted on this side. In other words, everyone, I am set for this adventure, and I could do this trip without a big, bulky, hot backpack. Each of these items is so small. The airflow is so good. The ventilation's so good. You know, it's hot, it's humid, but I'm staying fairly comfortable. And that is possible because of this kit that I've put together. By the way, I don't do sponsorships, anything like that. I purchased these items with my own money. I put this kit together with my own money, and I don't care if you buy anything. It just does not mean anything to me. Anyways, let's carry on. I am getting pretty close to the top here. This is the last section, and it's also the steepest section. I'll be honest, my legs are burning. Whew. I know it doesn't come across very well on camera, but that is steep. We have this huge rock wall blocking our way. We'll have to go around it. Before we do that, we might as well stop for lunch. I don't know about you all, but I'm getting hungry. That, everyone, is one of the mysteries of the green forest. Something that I cannot explain. As you all could see here, this forest is covered in a thick layer of moss. On top of this moss, throughout the entire forest, you will find those white stones. What they are, I do not know. Why they are on top of the green moss, I do not know. I spoke about these white stones in the Search for Bigfoot, the 3-part series that I did back in 2023. There were plenty of theories, but no conclusive answer. It's interesting. They are literally everywhere for some reason. To take off this system, let's start with the backpack, the Guardian. Now, the Numbat. And lastly, everyone, we have the Rat Pack. This, my friends, is not a bad kit at all. I am now hearing quite a bit of thunder from the north, and it concerns me. I could be completely wrong. I don't have cell phone service, but without a doubt, there's a thunderstorm out there, and based upon what I see with the clouds here, it's coming this way. We should get a tarp up, just so that we're safe. If it does start to rain and storm, better safe than sorry. You know, at the same time, everyone, the temperature is dropping. When you're in the outdoors, folks, and you're dealing with tarps, you will find that tiny little twigs just like this will make your life awful. This tiny little twig got caught in with my cordage and has slowed me down. If you know what I'm talking about, you've spent some time in the outdoors with a tarp. Anyways, there we go. Tell me what you hear. Absolutely nothing is the answer. It is very quiet right now in the forest. I'm combining these guy lines here because I need a long one to connect to that tree over there. The tree placement right here is not perfect. Nothing is perfect, actually. That's how it goes. And now, everyone, I have protection. This is a very small tarp, and it's perfect for summertime thunderstorms. Let's say you go out for a hike. Oftentimes, this is all that you need. There is certainly a time and a place for a big tarp. But when you're out and you're trying to get some miles in, you're trying to keep the weight down, something like this is more than enough. Oh yes, we have a storm on the way, ladies and gentlemen. whatever is coming our way is getting closer. For lunch today, I am having a Chipotle beef burrito bowl minus the burrito. That meal is pretty good, just like this coffee is. Cheers, everyone. Cheers. Oh, yeah. This is so good and so powerful. It'll cause you to levitate for about 2.5 seconds. Think about that. Anyways, everyone, this is a good spot. I feel comfortable about hunkering down here during the storm. I have a nice spot here where the tarp is set up. I'll be protected underneath it. I will likely have to put on my rain jacket and my rain pants. Already the wind is picking up, and that's because heat is rising. When you have heat rising, the wind picks up. It is beginning to rain just a little bit, everyone. It is super, super light though. That is freaking awesome. The cloud level is dropping. It will be interesting to see if we get hit by this storm or not. To me, it sounds like it's skirting by us just a little bit. It'll be close, no matter what. It's becoming foggy. Not super, super foggy, but enough to give it a creepy atmosphere up here. Without a doubt, the brunt of the storm is moving away. And that's okay. We're getting just a little bit of rain. It's cooling things down. I'm hearing something. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but it sounds like footsteps. A tree just came down. It sounded like footsteps and like cracking wood. I think I just saw something move way, way back behind those trees. I am positive I saw something. We will hike over there once I'm finished up with lunch here. Unfortunately, everything in this forest is fallen and broken. So finding the exact spot may not be easy. Maybe it will be, but there's a possibility it won't. Without a doubt, everyone, we are not alone in this forest. I don't know what's out here. Well, I know for a fact there's black bear out here. There's deer, bobcats, the occasional mountain lion, coyote, of course. I don't know. Just because I can't explain it does not mean that it's Bigfoot. I want to say that. Yes, I'm a skeptic. You may not be, and that's okay. Everybody's different. I'm gonna have to like walk up to Bigfoot or vice versa, and we'll have to shake hands for me to believe in Bigfoot. But with that being said, there are certainly things taking place in this forest that I cannot explain. Get out of my food, dude. You too. There's so many flies in this area. I had about 50 inside of my bag of food here. The sun's back out. Everything up here is soaking wet. You want to know why this forest is as green as it is? Because of rainfall. The forest is very dense, very little sunlight gets through, it's cool, and it's super, super wet. That is what is required to have a forest like this. I want to know, folks, seriously, do you believe in Bigfoot? There's no right, there's no wrong answer. I'm not going to tell you what to believe. I will say this. Since I started the Bigfoot series all those years ago, I've been contacted by hundreds and hundreds of Bigfoot believers, and not one has been able to provide any sort of evidence of Bigfoot. Not one. I've not seen one credible piece of evidence. Like, whatever we saw moving in the forest, that's not evidence of Bigfoot. That tree, that's not evidence. The weird things I've heard up here and so on, none of that is evidence. But it's odd. I mean, it's odd. I can't explain it. Everyone, let's go see if we can find that fallen tree. Today, everyone, has been interesting. More mysteries for the Green Forest. There are so many fallen trees. I don't know where to look. Over here is where I believe I heard the sound coming from. But I mean, look at this. There are hundreds of trees down. Hundreds. I don't know where to go. To me, the sound came from a location way back there, but there's so many fallen trees, it's hard to tell. Like this tree here, you can't tell when this fell. There's moss and stuff growing on it, but nothing since it fell. So it could have been today, or 3 weeks ago, or 5 months ago. Already, it's getting late. It's a little bit after 5 o'clock. By the time I make it down to my vehicle, it'll be almost dark. Why don't we hike back to where this episode started and we'll wrap things up. Oh yeah. Everyone, thank you so much for joining me for this trip. I really do appreciate it. Anytime that I can come out to the green forest, it is a good day. Today, we had an experience. Saw something, heard something. What? I don't know. I don't know. That excites me. That makes me want to come back. And I'm going to. I'm going to come back, bring some trail cameras, set those up, and I will film that episode. It will be part 2 of this new series. I'm hearing thunder again from the north. It's a little bit dark that direction. I may have to get out my rain gear. Speaking of which, it is in the rat pack down here. I have quick access to my rain jacket, my rain pants, the tarp. So if I need it, I can have it on in a hurry. With this recon kit that I've put together, it has worked incredibly well. I was really surprised, folks. When I took everything off, I wasn't sweaty, except for one place, right here at my lower back with this lumbar bag, the rat pack. I was a little bit sweaty there. Everywhere else, a little bit damp, but not soaking wet, and that is impressive. So far, so good with this recon kit. What do you all think about it? The Guardian, the Rat, and the Numbat. In my opinion, this is pretty sweet. And with that, I'm going to begin the long hike out of here. It should be about dark by the time I make it to the Forerunner. Everyone, I want to wish you all well. Make sure to comment down below. Share your thoughts. What is going on in the green forest? I don't know. I have no idea. So I'm interested in your thoughts, your theories. If you enjoyed this episode, hit the thumbs up before you go. It's a great way to support this channel. If you want to support this channel in other ways, there's Patreon, there's YouTube. You can join the Wolfpack. Oh yeah. Until next time, everyone, take care, be well, strength and honor. Bye for now.